There are only 4 days left in President Biden's August 31st Afghanistan withdrawal plan. But following yesterday's terror attack, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki left the door open for U.S. troops to return to the region.
Suffice to say, it means the potential exists for troops to go back into Afghanistan even after that.
Again, I'm not going to get into the detail of what that would require, but his commitment remains until it's done.
Many are now concerned that Biden's sloppy plan to withdraw from Afghanistan will only prolong our stay there, and some big names in Washington are calling for it. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell tweeted yesterday, "We need to redouble our global efforts to confront these barbarian enemies who want to kill Americans and attack our homeland." Our next guest says that Biden didn't end this war. He may have just started another one. Joining us now is former Pennsylvania Senator and Senior Advisor at Convention of States, Rick Santorum. Senator, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Jen. Good to be with you.
Want to play a quick clip for you. Leon Panetta, former defense secretary, what he had to say on CNN about this potential ongoing war.
Bottom line is that our work is not done in Afghanistan. We're going to have to go back in to get ISIS. We're probably going to have to go back in when Al-Qaeda resurrects itself.
So, Senator, do you think this is over on August 31st, rather?
No, well, obviously not. And, I know a lot of people, want to end wars. I like to end wars, too. But you end wars one of two ways. You either win them or you lose them. But if you just end it to end it, you end up doing what we've done here, which is lose, because now the people that we drove out 20 years ago are back in power. And the threats that caused us to go there in the first place have now been rekindled and emboldened. What we've done is create a monster. And the Taliban waited us out, and they and other Islamic fundamentalist groups are now emboldened by what they've seen here in America, and American resolve, and American not resolve. I think America's resolve is just poorly planned and disastrously so. So I would just say that this war, whether it's a new war or a continuation of a war that we thought we had won, and we could have won had we stuck to President Trump's plan. It was a condition-based plan that ensured our victory, ensured the gains that we made would be continued. Then we could have walked away a winner. And Joe Biden had us walk away a loser.
And now here we are. They have $85 billion worth of our equipment and our weapons. Some of the headlines
including night
here.
vision goggles. That's
exactly
of all the things that I see there. We used to, one of the great advantages we had in warfare is we controlled the night. Now the enemy has that equal capability. Now, they have to maintain them, and maybe that'll be a problem in the, going down the road. But for now, they're talking about, Jen Psaki's talking about, putting troops back in potentially for rescue missions alike. Well, you would do that at night, and we've had an advantage to do that at night. Now our troops are not going to have that advantage. And these are the kinds of things that just this disastrous withdrawal has created for our military going forward.
Yeah, we now have a very emboldened and well-equipped enemy. Biden yesterday saying that he bears responsibility for this. Of course, he then continued to blame Trump, which has been his go-to in the past. But, to what extent should he be held accountable for what's happening?
Well, interestingly enough, the fact that Joe Biden has stuck by his decisions and has said that his military has stuck by his decisions, actually results in him long-term taking the responsibility. If he doesn't fire anybody, if he doesn't say, well, look, these people made mistakes, or I got bad information, but you can always, as a leader, you can point the finger at other people and say, this is where I was ill-advised, or these were assumptions that I wasn't briefed on. In this case, He's owning it. Now, you're right. He's passing the buck to Donald Trump. But in a real sense, Joe Biden, I don't think he means to, but he is owning this by saying that he hasn't made any mistakes when the rest of the world, including the vast majority of the American public, know he has.
Well, he's owning it, but he, shows up for these, moments with the press, doesn't take any questions. And I have to wonder what we're going to see coming this weekend as Americans are still seeking answers as to the situation, bringing Americans out of Afghanistan. Will we hear from the commander-in-chief?
Well, look, when I say Joe Biden is owning it, he's not owning it by his behavior now and answering the questions and going through the details that a commander-in-chief should be going through and telling the American public what's really going on. But he's owning it by the fact that he's unrepentant for the disaster he's created. And when you're unrepentant for these types of mistakes, I mean, you're going to pay dearly with the American public and with more, just as importantly, with our allies in NATO and across the globe and with people who we have relationships with that are looking for us to stand with them, to stand up to China like Taiwan and Japan, or to stand up to Russia like Ukraine and the Eastern European states. They're looking at us right now. Israel, they're looking at us right now, and they're worried that America is not an ally they can depend on, and we have a president who's tone deaf and as Bob Gates said, and I said long before him, wrong all the time on foreign policy issues, leading the charge.
Yeah, he is. Senator Rick Santorum, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.